We are here at the Nova Open AOS Grand Narrative. I'm here with Matt Tucker and Justin Dement.
That's me. Hey, I'm Matt.
We are here, it's only about to start tomorrow. We are here showing off some cool tables that these folks have put together for the Grand Narrative. And we're going to go talk about them for a bit. Like, you guys want to do the honors?
Sure, absolutely. Well, this is Justin's table, so let's have him talk about it.
So this takes place in a region called the Magmadroth Furnace and Vessus Mountains. It was like obviously a volcanic area. Fire Slayers called it home, but you wrote the lore on the Fire Slayers.
Yes, I did.
It's beautiful. Imagine Fire Slayers who just slowly kind of went mad for unknown reasons and mentally devolved into like flesh eater courts, and it's just like this rabid, desolated mining area.
Yeah. So the problem is that the Fire Slayers in this area, they ran out of Urgold, Urgold. And when you run out of Urgold, the only way to get it is through your buddy, right? When he dies, you drain his body, and you're able to pound a little more into yourself. And it's supposed to be sort of an addiction.
Lovely.
So when they ran out and there were no more opportunities for mercenary work, they kind of devolved into cannibalism.
But there is
cannibal Fire Slayers.
Yeah.
Some scholars speculate that there might be more to it than just the Urgold, but that is unknown at this time.
Yeah. So that's this table.
All right. What do we have here?
This is called the Table of Pain, and by that I mean if you put your hand down anywhere near it, you will get poked really hard by all of the Sigmarite mausoleums there. When Neferata, in our original campaign, 2016 or something, decided to make her home, this was her seat of power.
Oh, I see.
And when they kind of went from Olgu to this realm, Gork's Grin, she decided to transport all of this here. And this is her sort of seat of power.
Nice.
Yep. And that's my wife. My wife played Neferata in 2016.
I've seen the written tales of that.
Yeah.
All right, and here we have a lot of blood.
Yes. So in 2017, when the ogres came through and just sort of stomped and decimated all over the place, they eventually had to move on. And the way that they moved on was they developed a blood gate from Olgu to Gork's Grin. And that's the blood gate right there.
2019.
Oh, no, that was 2017, buddy. This was in 2017. 2016 was the original. That's where Neferata reigned supreme. 2017 was when ogres stampeded all over everything, and remember they ate the treasury. And...
I wasn't there in 2017. Okay, I get what you're saying.
So that's the representation of this table, and it's all about blood magic, and the battle plan is all about, hey, let's figure out how this blood magic works so you can turn this blood gate to be not quite so deadly.
But it's still a gate.
It is a gate.
Yeah, it's
between
a gate
two realms.
Dawnland and Gork's Grin.
Yep.
Nice. And here we have something. We have a dock.
Yes. This is the steam. What do we call it? The steam dock.
Steam Daka Salvage Yard.
Yeah. So orcs kind of took over a dry dock of the Caradhran overlords, and they've been scavenging ships. As you can see over here, they take them apart. And then they add them to their own creation, trying to create an enormous orc ship that they think might take off if they add enough rockets to it and stuff. But in the meantime, they crawl all over it, and you can see there's a lot of construction work being done. And sometimes they shoot this here cannon down through the tables.
I really want to see that in action.
It will happen. And sometimes at certain parts of the convention, I'm going to turn it certain ways, and it'll affect certain tables going down the line.
All right.
Player's pick.
Yes. All right, this is your table.
So this is the Macabre Fell. This was actually this table narratively formed at our local store in the setting when a place called the Dom of Bone was being besieged, and that siege failed. The retreating Sylvaneth were pursued by the Night Haunt into their forests, and once the Sylvaneth were kind of safely into their haven, the Night Haunt settled into that forest and just completely haunted it. So this is where they reside.
And here we have the skull apples, right?
Oh yes, this is Abercrop. It's gur, so everything is bestial and trying to kill you, including your food source. So the crops are filled with bloody dryads. The skull apples try to bite you. They have squig cattle, and this is a fight for resources, a fight for the food of gur. And believe it or not, Abercrop, the outskirts where these farms are, the greatest warriors of the farmers because they literally have to fight the crops to get the food.
All right. And here we have a very squiggly, mushroomy table.
Yes. This is Matt's design.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'll go.
Spore.
Come over here, Matt.
Yep, this is the beginning or the entrance to Sporegar. This is where the mushrooms were grown, or are grown. Sort of. I mean, most of it's underground, but some of it's above ground. And there's a particular goblin that needs body parts in order to feed his mushrooms. And so he's trying to figure out how to get those body parts to these mushrooms without having to actually transport the bodies.
Mushroom body horror.
So
yes.
So there have been rumors spreading throughout Gork's Grin of the properties of these mushrooms, which are legitimate, and have enticed people to Sporegar, to come to Sporegar.
All right, and over here we have something very sunken.
Yes, the Swamp of Lost Souls. This is supposed to be where a lot of the flesh eater courts have devolved from what used to be Sigmar cults, and it's kind of what leads up to the Dome of Bone. I'm sorry?
Vargo.
Yes, and this is also King Vargo's place of power. King Vargo was Alan's, my best friend, my third best friend, Alan. I have three best friends.
Okay, we keep keeping score.
Yep, and Alan created King Vargo, and he was in here in 2019.
Yep,
2019, and so this is his place of power. It's a sunken mausoleum, swamp, horrible, disgusting place where his kingdom flourishes.
And King Vargo used to be a corn slaughter priest before he fell and became a ghoul king.
Yep, that's true.
And here's a table that I've been waiting a lot to hear about. This is the Mawcrusha mating grounds, correct?
Yes, the Mawcrusha Mighten grounds. There's no G, it's Mighten.
Mighten, oh yeah, I'm sure.
So here,
I hope to see a lot of action in this table, huh?
And monsters come to kind of lay eggs and make new monsters.
Make new monsters,
So this table, like conceptually, is a fight for the eggs because people in Gur want to kill monsters, but monsters are also just a good resource for battle, especially if you can try and tame them and point them in the right direction.
So can people get eggs and?
Oh yeah, that's the main battle plan. But the player who takes the most eggs at the end of the turn gets a Mawcrusha summoned to go and target one of their units.
Yes.
And a little ability called Mommy's Very Angry.
So cool.
I love the naming.
So they will get to summon in Mawcrusha to target one of the enemy units that took an egg, and as soon as that unit's destroyed, the Mawcrusha goes out of play. But it will spawn in every single turn.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
So that way, it's still strong, but as soon as it destroys its target unit, it flies away.
Nice.
Okay, I have
And here we have a little town. Is this town going to live long in Gork's Grin?
Oh, this is Shoremere. This is on the coast of Gork's Grin. It's kind of like the Tortuga kind of mindset. The lore of this is like every single faction in AOS could theoretically live in this town, and they kind of coexist in a we're not going to kill each other too much coalition.
Oh, that's
but because
why
they work together, they're actually like one of the hardest cities to destroy because they're unpredictable. So you'll have ogres and like Duarte dwarves working together on ships with corsairs to make these massive ships that go out and hunt monsters in the sea.
Do we get to be on the ships?
No, this is a fight to secure. This is a fight to secure the artillery of Shoremere because they're like Ironweld Arsenal or Greywater Fastness. That's the industrial manufacturing and just have lots of cannons. But in this battle plan, you get to use the objectives to shoot at your enemies.
Nice. Yes. Perfect. All right, and here is one of the specialties of the Nova Grand Narrative, which is the siege, correct?
This is a mini siege battle. We have about enough wall to do the entire length of this before we do a big siege battle. This is going to be a very narrative player versus environment battle where one of the TOs will do a 2-on-1 battle between 2 players in the TO that's going to be very scripted. We as the TO are not trying to play like we would as a normal player. We're doing little events depending on whether the player is attacking or defending. And it will shape the story of 2 very important regions, Reichhold and Iron Grip. Iron Grip is a Chaos Core stronghold, and Reichhold is a dilapidated ruin that's been being rebuilt by the Lumineth. And the Corn stronghold is trying to send parties to destroy the Lumineth stronghold, Reichhold. And vice versa. So the players are going to be either playing to defend Reichhold or trying to destroy the Corn fortress of Iron Grip.
And you guys have really good experience with sieges, and this year is going to be the year of the sieges.
If you wanted to know about the garrisonable terrain,
the lovely garrisonable rules. Yes.
Well, we have them printed.
Oh, good. That's always a good call out.
Quick things where you can basically fight in garrison.
All right, and here I suppose we have a stone vault, or not necessarily a stone vault.
This is called the Storm Emperor's Vaults, and it's actually like this massive underground complex. This desert used to be a very lush area before Chaos came through the All Points Gate, and it just kind of dried up. Back in the Age of Chaos, this long-forgotten emperor took his civilization underground into these massive underground cities to try and save them, and they were kind of lost to time until this vault was found, and they realized that everyone that was once living in here is just... There's no remains of them. They're just all dead or gone. But there's so many magical artifacts and items deep in these vaults and cities that players are going to be plundering to try and unlock secrets and gain powers.
And this here is the nasty sacrifice table.
Yes, I'll let Matt.
Matt.
That's me. Okay, so this is the awesome table of hey, if you come over here and you have like a super strong list, this table will punish you for it. Because in this table, you actually want your opponents to table you. You're trying to get them to sacrifice you on the sands of these like cursed Sigmarite ruins. To either,
I think the reason I can't remember is like
if you're Chaos, then you're trying to desecrate them. If you're Sigmar, then you're trying to consecrate them. And if you're like Greenskins, you're trying to infuse them with WOG energy. So that way you control them.
And essentially, you just get to die here because that's the whole point.
You're trying to die. You're trying to get your opponent to kill your models within 6 inches of this terrain.
Very good.
And that's why the terrain is so sparse on this table. We have a ton more terrain. A ton of terrain for this table. Like a ton. And we'll like mix and match and flip it out. But this will definitely, it's one of these tables that, it's kind of like chess. It's easy to learn but hard to master, right?
I think it's going to turn people completely upside down.
It's sold out weird quick.
And here is one of the most beautiful tables that you guys have. This took a while to build. This is a gate. This is the MacGuffin gate. Right?
So, yes, this is in the Chaos Waste, which is south of the desert. It's probably not as far away in Gorksville from everything else, and it leads to the All Points. And the narrative for this event is really centered around this gate. The All Points gate here, so basically Gordrak is leading a WOG through this gate to the All Points to try and do what he does best. And there are factions that are trying to basically send him resources and support him as he wages war through the All Points. However, Be'lakor is trying to perform some sort of dark ritual to manipulate this realm gate and how it functions to basically...
I actually won because I was the one who didn't hit the water traps.
The full plot isn't fully understood.
No, you don't need to tell us.
It's going to be more revealed in time.
You don't need to tell
But
us.
the backstory of this is that before it felt, the All Points fell into chaos in the Age of Chaos, as it was falling, the denizens of Gork's Grin at the time created these Sigmarite chains and bound Realmstone to the Realm Gate to try and suppress its ability to allow forces to come from the All Points into Gork's Grin. So it's kind of like it's bottlenecked going from the All Points to here, but not bottlenecked when you're coming from here to there. But if these chains were to break and the Realmstone destroyed, then the gate would be unbound.
So we'll find out what's going to happen. I guess we're all going to be fighting over this.
The results of what happened to this gate can be catastrophic to the entire world, or of this region.
The region, which the region itself is here. Let's have a look at the little map. We can go to this one. See if we don't have any reflection. There we go. Gork's Grin. And you can find it at World Info. It has its own webpage, right?
If you want to zoom in on the scan, you can, but if not,
I'm not sure people will be able to get it from the video. Alright. This looks good. I can't wait to start trying this tomorrow.
The numbers on the world map correlate to the table numbers on the placards.
Oh, this looks so good. There's so much work that you guys put onto this.
The Realm Gate is way down here. Then you have the desert going up. The mini sieges are taking place here. You have the Haunted Forest, the Salvage Yard.
They have Evercrop here with all the skull apples.
Shoremere down here. The Mighten Grounds. The Swamp. The Mushrooms of Sporgar.
You know that we're just going to try to blow this whole landmass, so you can't use this map next year.
Oh, I am, because whatever you guys do, I'm going to go, I have this artwork saved and I can edit it and incarnate. That's the.
Oh, so you're taking into account that we're going to screw this over.
I am going to edit the map after Nova's over, and the entire world landscape will change accordingly to what you guys do at this con.
Okay, so Gork's Grin will be.
This map will grow and evolve with what you guys want to do, what you guys tell us you want to try and accomplish as your own private army goals, to try and incorporate into the future narratives.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to start this. I want to tear the terrain apart. I want to completely alter the landscape. Thank you for giving me that objective.
Well, you know, the Coalition from Umberspire can do whatever it wants to try and do to this land.
Oh, we'll try.
If you find a nice little corner you guys want to settle in, let us know.
All right. Cool. Thank you so much.
Assuming the other players let you.
We'll find out.